to the Chiefs. Last time these two teams entered the ring. Let's see if they can put up a better fight this time.
Yeah, jumping over to Chalet, a map that has seen quite a bit of play recently throughout SI and towards the back half of Stage 1, and quite a fun map. The boys talked about it being quite an interesting one in the way it is approached, and for the most part it is quite attacker-sided. We'll see how that plays out. Flores will be taken off the board first here from QConfirm, was banned out in the second match of the evening, and we'll see a return here in the ban phase. Thatcher as well taken off the board, so that should hamper the attacker's ability to clear some of the utility that will be placed around the map by the defense.
Yeah, as a result, got a couple other attackers that would usually be banned managing to slip through there. Looking at these teams have banned in the past, we've seen Chiefs go for Nomad bans. Kind of really depends. Last time these teams played each other, it was actually a Monty ban from Chiefs against QConfirm. So should QC decide to bring that out, they do have that as an option. But it's not like this is Invictus we're talking about, where they have a really, really notarized Montaigne player like we have Luna on that team, of course. As for the defense, we do have the Clash banned out. I think that's a good pick. I can't remember which player it is that we've seen ban out, play that Clash on QConfirm before, but it has been a staple of theirs. And of course, Clash can be very, very frustrating to deal with. Of course, that Wamai taken off as well does leave Mirror on the table. One of the ops that usually fall victim. Valkyrie also still in there. We're going in one of your favorite bomb sites here.
Hey.
Guys, I know, I love it, you love it. We all love some bar and gaming.
Well, it's definitely turned into our primary site of choice in the ranked stack, which is good fun. And not only, Dev, is it my favorite site, but we're also going to see one of my favorite operators being brought on the defense. It's the Thrust. The Pogmat's already being brought out. That's super exciting. And like I always say, still incredibly useful. Despite all the memes, the shotgun, the shield can be quite potent, especially on this site in particular. If this is maybe your first time watching Chalet, your first time seeing this site in particular, don't expect the defense to play too heavily in towards the actual site itself. Typically, we'll see teams hold over towards the library stairs at the bottom of your screen now and extend up above towards the library and try and stop the attack from gaining control. Trying to just get straight in towards this site as the attack is really, really difficult. It is almost critical, if not 100% necessary, to take control above, and we'll expect the Chiefs to try and achieve that.
Yeah, and since you already mentioned the Frost and, of course, how this bomb site plays out, Frost is pretty much a staple pick of this bomb site. Not only does she have the shield, which is really, really powerful, but also just kind of changes the way the attackers have to jump in through the windows. They have to aim down to shoot out the Frost mats, or they have to aim forwards to actually take the bomb, rather the fight. But the other crucial operator here that I'm seeing is missing is the Wamai. Now, QConfirm themselves banned it, and without Wamai, those shields that will be trying to hold these critical positions, such as where Dark is playing at the top of library stairs, and we could see the big pillar as well in Fireplace. Those are two really critical positions, and with only Jaeger to defend those shields, the Chiefs really do have an opportunity here to burn through those positions and take that map control.
Yeah, will definitely be tough, but with Flores and Thatcher banned, Chiefs need to make sure that they get the timing down pat and ensure that frag grenades quickly follow the flashbangs that will be used to burn those ADS devices. Sure, the amount of time it takes for them to, I guess, reactivate is quite extended, but it only takes a slip up of communication here or there for that to go astray. So we'll have to see whether or not the Chiefs can start off strong here and make sure they get that done efficiently. In the meantime, though, of course, they are establishing map control, setting up drones for the flanks as well. And thus far, there haven't really been any meaningful engagements. QConfirm allowing the Chiefs to take this side of the map quite freely.
Yeah, well, this is just step one, right? Take this map control so that you can start to pressure those two power positions. Fisho will breach this wall from Office and gain that long angle there to peek where that shield is placed at the top of library stairs. I like those Bruni gates, though. Kind of instead of a Wamai, right? Because you're going to have to burn the gate as well as burning the ADSs. But as Fisho starts to drone out here, the Chiefs will get a better picture of what's before them.
Smoke canister flies out. Of course, recently updated in North Star, the most recent patch that these guys are playing on. A little bit easier to see, a little bit louder to hear, and the propagation no longer goes through walls, making them much more consistent and less frustrating to play against. Awesome to see, and they are being used by Hajime to try and slow this progression from the Chiefs. Digital with control in Piano has a long angle over towards Library, and this is the position that the Chiefs are trying to pinch out, trying to take control of.
Ooh. That's the opening here, and it is QConfirm to claim it. So far, while Chiefs have started to drone out, ascertain some control. They don't have everything they should like so far, and Vast is currently still contesting these players down on Library, but suddenly the tie spring into action. God Legion downstairs on for this lurk. Starts to have a little bit of an impact, but it's going to need to do a lot more than that here. Just barely dueling. That player in Library spots him out, dodges the C4, can't win that fight though in the crossfire. It's just Chiefs' captain left to hold on, no diffuser in sight. 3 players to find. This round is just about over, can find 1 kill to pad the stats, but there's no way he gets back to site and plants. QConfirm do take the opening round here on Chalet.
A solid start there. And Chalet playing out, at least thus far, as we have come to expect. QConfirm able to waste quite a bit of time above, and when it really came crunch time, the Chiefs unable to ascertain control above. Not sure if that was due to a lack of intel, maybe losing a couple of ones here or there, but either way, they didn't quite achieve that objective. And as I said, during the preparation phase, just running straight in towards side and trying to stick something, whilst that may work on other sites, on other maps, over towards bar, it's really not viable. QConfirm able to lock it down quite, I guess, confidently in the end. So good start for them, and now we get to see what they're made of over towards master bedroom and office on the top floor.
Yeah, look, this site's not the best. The thing with this site is Waltonal's really, really difficult, because unless if you play the Kaid, it's so easy to clear off these mute jammers we see Hajime putting down right now, because you have that lovely angle from outside lobby. You can clear that mute jammer off, or bandit backers if it's a bandit, just with one impact from Zafia or an Ash breaching round. So it's really easy to clear that. Of course, I think that the contest will more so be on the map control and the choke points that QConfirm are setting up, especially when we have as many shields as they do. Like we're seeing not only the Frost once again, but also that Goyo. And another hold here at the pillar, but Worthy does have a really strong drone here, so at least they're getting info on this setup and can start having a chat about how they want to deal with it.
Yeah, that's a really cheeky drone, going to be incredibly difficult to see hidden there in the leaves, and that gives a great overview of lobby. Can also watch some of the rotations that may come through over towards the library stairs mid-round as well. Definitely powerfully placed there by the Chiefs. ADS devices scattered around here by QConfirm, as well as those Sawyer gates from the Aruni. May make it a little bit more challenging for the Chiefs. Extension well over towards Trophy. They're playing down below. Digital able to actually smack the roof there. So I'm not entirely sure how he managed to get that angle, but either way, a solid play there from the Chiefs. They must have had intel on that position being held. Digital locks that down incredibly effectively.
I feel like Fisher guy, who is of course the IGL and that main shot caller for Chiefs, I think he's made the call here. Look, we've seen all that set up on that drone at Fireplace, so we know that the library side's going to be tough to take. Let's try and focus Solarium instead. So like you've said, we have players shaping up on that side. Digital down in big garage with the vertical angle upwards. He can loiter around the bottom of West Main stairs. God Legion here on West Main as well. Info thanks to Vast's Gemini pushing in through West Main. And Chiefs are really starting to circle like vultures. Thing is, once they actually start to push in, take Trophy and West Main and Kitchen, like there are a couple of players to contest them, least of which is Producer Boom here. Still with this TCSG slug shotgun, and he'll be difficult to dislodge. That's the first pick. Getting a little bit too greedy in through West Main. God Legion does not check the Trophy angle, and Hajime finds one.
The SMG on this current patch, quite deadly. Quite deadly indeed. The recoil is not quite as bad as it used to be. I'm sure it was a menace before, but it's even more so now. Producer Boom as well, rendering assistance inside of Kitchen. Still just proning around, making it difficult to be cleared. The Chiefs wanting to try and get control below. Again, remember, the site is above. It's not a Kitchen defense here from QConfirm, but the Chiefs are having so many issues here down below. Digital needs to try and find a pick. This player inside of Kitchen causing so many issues. They know he's there. The nade gets sent out, but Producer Boom is able to hold on, turns around to try and find that trade back. Doesn't quite in time, but the Chiefs, they're falling anyway, and it's a 2 versus 5.
Oh no, Dig! No ammo! Gotta switch to the SMG. You've already talked about how it's nice and easy to control, but not when Hajime is putting the shotgun pellets right down your throat. It's all vast. Once again, left in a 1vx, but QConfirm had absolutely no reason to contest. Of course they will anyway. Running out from the car garage is the final kill for Producer Boom. Just like that, QConfirm are off to a banging start.
Yeah, a little bit scary here for the Chiefs. But they can start to turn this around. QConfirm will need to go to arguably their least favorite site, their tertiary site. On this occasion, that will be kitchen and dining. So we won't see downstairs played in this initial rotation from the defense. And probably rightly so, in my opinion at least. And the stats probably back this up as well. At least it has in some of the regions. Historically, basement kind of sucks. Simple as that. It's really just not that great. Quite easy to pinch out. Whereas kitchen, sure, still quite difficult, is a little bit more obtainable. And part of the reason that is the case is the defense will typically extend up above. So I would expect healthcare, for example, to place those castle barricades up above, provide some additional support. Now, one thing we're not seeing, however, is though the mirror windows being. Sometimes we see mirror played above here to, I guess, fortify that extension. Mirror not banned in this matchup, but QConfirm not sticking mirror on the page.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen any mirror play at all. I do like this castle extension though, and very similar setup in terms of the trophy to west main wall with that reinforcement on the west side and the head height holes that brought God Legion to his demise last round. I like that setup. Also castle barricades upstairs.
5 seconds remaining.
At the very least, these castle barricades will give some warning, because Chiefs can clear these off easy enough. You know, they've got a lot of explosives plus that sledgehammer, but that takes time, it takes effort, and it gives a warning to QConfirm. Whereas if that was just a barricade, it'd be much more difficult. Nice vertical angle as well onto West Main. Overall, despite us not seeing a lot of chalet from QConfirm, and well, admittedly it is the same from Chiefs. The only time Chiefs have played this in an official was when they beat Knights and OCN on the grand final. But I was going to say, despite QConfirm not showing us a lot of this map before, they're clearly have done a lot of practice and are coming in very, very ready.
Yeah, they've had a really good opportunity to practice. They didn't make the playoffs for stage 1, so they've had a big window in between the conclusion of that stage across SI heading into this stage. And I guess on the topic of SI, it was played quite a lot, so there's definitely a lot to study there, a lot of homework that could have been done by QConfirm, and so far it appears as if they have done that. Their setup's pretty on meta at the moment, and they're executing them effectively. The Chiefs, meanwhile, though, looking to bounce back in this map, have obtained control over towards Library on the southern side of the map. But if they want to get control above, they need to contest multiple players inside of bedroom and piano as well. Fisher will kick things off by blasting open the double door, or the double wall rather, but it's only a small piece of this puzzle. It's really not that hard to open up. The challenge is going to come transitioning that control up above, which QConfirm are doing a great job in bleeding time. We're halfway through the round and there still hasn't been a meaningful engagement yet.
The onus is completely on Chiefs here to make some progress, and as we can see, that's that main wall breach from Fireplace into Dining, but with not a lot of control above, and still this power position with Hajime. He's got a rotate hold, he's got a shield, got an ADS. While there is a breach upstairs as well, Lycolis is just going to utilize that with the 1.5 on the 9mm. Overall, I'm still trusting in QConfirm here. I feel like they have a strong position, and even though Chiefs are slowly but surely setting up, that time is ticking away, and they haven't found a pick yet.
Producer Boom down below on the pulse. Gather information for his team and all it out. All 5 members still alive of the defense, ready to pounce. Producer Boom is the first to pounce, and he finds Vast. Dark from up above has a nice angle down below into West Main window, but is unable to connect that shot. But Hajime connects his. It's a good trade, though, from Dig in towards site. Needs to go pick up the diffuser as he crosses precariously. Dark, meanwhile, does also pile onto the pain, and now Worthy's the only player alongside to assist this plant in going down.
There's just holes everywhere, plus there's this pulse below. Like, Colas can take down Worthy. Digital has no cover, no support. He's got to do it all on his lonesome here with the L85 caught in the crossfire. No idea where the pressure's coming from. Producer Boom can flank up the west main stairs and take his light, take that diffuser straight back to Thailand as well. And that's 3 in a row here for QC. They've made a full rotation of all the bomb sites they need to. We can reset here. The Chiefs need to get a move on.
Always a concern for the attack if you're unable to win any of the first 3 rounds, because that mathematically gives the defense quite an advantage and quite a freedom, because now they'll just be looking to replicate those results, go 6-0 in the half and close out this match. Still a long way to go, of course, between now and then, but QConfirm have made minimal mistakes thus far and are really punishing the Chiefs. Sure, on that last attack, there were a couple of instances where the Chiefs had a couple of nice trades here or there, but in the end, it's not quite tight enough. QConfirm running them around the map a little bit here, and it's difficult to know exactly what attack needs to try and change up here. I'd say maybe a little bit faster roam clear in the map controls on the last round in particular. Probably the most noticeable for me, at least, where we were about 45 seconds left in the round and the Chiefs weren't really pressuring anything meaningfully. There were a couple of gunfights here or there, but QConfirm not really feeling as much pressure as I think the attack would like it.
I feel like it wouldn't have been a big deal if it was a slow push had Chiefs actually achieved top 4 control, or maybe found the pick on the pulse downstairs. I think either of those would have been fine. But the fact that it's a 5v5, no top control, you're basically just trying to brute force dining through the breach that you've gotten through that single door just from Fireplace. Like, you're constantly exposed to flanks elsewhere, and like, you can bring a Nomad, doesn't mean you're not going to get flanked. That's the thing with Chiefs, is they're just not covering enough, and QConfirm are running rings around them at the moment. As we go back to Bar, actually are seeing some change-ups here on the QC side. This Valkyrie was not picked previously. Producer Boom had the Pulse. And I got a fun fact for you guys. The only operators that have been picked every single defensive round here by QC are Jaeger, which is obvious, right? Because Mila's banned. He's the only one who does his job. And Frost. Yeah. 100% pick rate. Frost.
Frost is the jack of all trades. 100%. Like, Colas also getting to work on the scoreboard as well. 3-0 for assists, which is pretty tidy. Don't mind if I do. There's like Colas, as Digital leads the charge here for the Chiefs, trying to take map control. It's a Solarium take across here, and as we saw previously, I believe QConfirm have left this pretty untouched. They're quite content in allowing the attack to take control of Office and Piano, because they know that when it comes to this choke, this is where they can start to get aggressive and try and capitalize on the mistakes of the Chiefs, some of the time management issues we are seeing so far. That said, the ball gets popped quite quickly. Now, though, is the real challenge. They need to time that utility, try and clear out these shields, and not get taken out by some of these long angles that are being watched deep inside of the library by QConfirm.
Well, here comes the util sync. Digital has the nade, but that flash may mean the end of it, and the gas as well. It's so difficult now for Chiefs to try and destroy that shield. They cleared the ADSs, but the ADSs may well come back. A smoke comes through, and still that shield persists. There's no Wamai. This is just the Jaeger, thanks to some pressure from the smoke. But here comes the Chiefs, and the picks are just going all the way for QC. Worthy does finally get into the action for a double, but he's going to have to get 3 more, make this an ace to close it. He has plenty of time, but that's a lot to ask of just one man. The AK in his hand, he starts to rotate, no diffuser, he'll have to go pick that up. Has a couple of vertical holes to use, he's still on camera, Smile takes it down. Gotta take these 3 1v1s as well. 30 seconds, still time to go, and QConfirm are playing this safe, playing this smart. That Aruni Gate's gonna make things more difficult, and hello there! To the left in the shadows is Producer Boom. Patience is a virtue. And that's 4 rounds straight for QC.
I did not even know Producer Boom was there, and we have the privilege of outline, so I can't imagine how scary that was for Worthy to round that corner and get taken out. But nonetheless, the pain was already inflicted there earlier by the defense. Those 2 shields left standing, forcing the Chiefs to try and send it deep, and we could just see the chaos that ensued heavily favoring QConfirm. As the Chiefs tried to go deep and locate those players behind the shields, try and take them down, the players deep inside the library could just sit back, and it was open season for them, really. It was like a shooting gallery. Fish in a barrel, if you would, just taking them down, and push came to shove. QConfirm with the man advantage, a 3v1, and really just don't lose those statistically. You're very, very rarely going to lose those outcomes. So the mid-round so far from QConfirm, very, very strong. The Chiefs have an opportunity to bounce back, but they really need to tidy that up.
It's crazy how the tiniest of things can really start to cascade into a serious problem. Like for Chiefs there, it was just the one team flash that blinded Digital, so he couldn't get the nade out. And then finally, when he did get his eyes back, there was a gas grenade right in front of him, really locking him out from getting a good nade onto that shield. And then suddenly Chiefs are like, oh, well, we can't really clear this now. They did actually sacrifice 3 explosives because they swapped off the Yana and onto the Lion. And kind of on the back, they made a bit of a desperation play, which, of course, as you said, was just like going into the meat grinder. Now they're going to make another bit of a desperate play. Making a tactical timeout. I sure hope it's going to help.
I guess trying to look at this from a glass half full perspective for the Chiefs, you could try and make the argument that a lot of their issues are stemming from the Flores and Thatcher ban combo, quite powerful when tagged together, and we could well see QConfirm struggle quite a bit on their attack as well. We just don't quite know that yet. We can't read into the future and see when we see cars exactly how that's going to play out. But I do think there has been instances across the board where even with those 2 operators banned out, you should be timing the flashbangs, following that up with nades. I haven't really felt like there has been a major issue outside of the ban that's been preventing the util from being cleared. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Chiefs, head down. Need to try and not get too in their heads. Because sometimes I feel like when you're this far down, it can become a bit of a mental battle. And I have seen teams bounce back from bigger deficits.
5 seconds left.
Yeah, but I want to flip the switch for a second and put it on the QConfirm side, right? The thing is, when you're just being successful every single round and the rounds aren't really close, you can get a bit complacent sometimes, right? Yeah. You just kind of slip into it, but that's not what QC are doing, right? They are actively changing things from round to round. It's not like they're just, okay, this is our strat, same 5 operators defending this bomb site. No, we saw the Valkyrie introduced instead of the Pulse last round. Now we're seeing Producer Boom going on to one of his favorite operators, the Oryx, and switching things up from the Goyo that he played last time. It was a Master Office defense. So we're seeing QConfirm start to make some changes, but finally a change in favor of the Chiefs as they found their first opening pick of the match.
Nice change of pace here from the Chiefs. They take down Healthcare, one of the strongest players who jumped back onto the roster in Stage 1. Being a bit of a quieter start here for Stage 2, but still a great player to take down. It was a really nice trade as well from Producer Boom, leaving it in the 4 versus 4. And the beauty for QConfirm is that those ADS devices have already been placed down. And with Digital off the board, that's 2 less grenades available for the team. And now that puts a lot of pressure on Vast, on Yana, clear any additional utilities such as shields later in the round.
And thankfully God Legion has a couple of explosives as well, so it's not like when Vast was playing the Lion where Chiefs are really, really low on explosives. Let's see how we go here for the Chiefs. Looks like instead of going for that full roam clear from Car Garage, they're actually really just going for a more simple light retake. That's a nice shot from Worthy, who has been so hot as of late for the Chiefs. He's been a top player. Now a nade to come through the floor. That was very close, but not quite landing on its mark. Now Hajime really feeling that pressure at the moment, and the Chiefs are in the best position they've been all game to take a round.
Man advantage for the Chiefs as they clear out Hajime. They should be able to convert this round, but Hajime responds. It's a Nitro Cell kill. They're on to Fisho Guy, and it's not traded out by the Chiefs. He's still holding this power position. Worthy sends out an air jab. He might follow it up and rush in.
Oh,
Alex Huda gets shut down. The 9mm proves too strong, and now it's Vast and God Legion to try and clutch the round up.
Oh, it's all fallen to pieces for the Chiefs. As QConfirm have held each other perfectly, you can see Hajime had no fear of that door. He knew his teammate was covering him, but now God Legion's got to put the Chiefs on his shoulders and take the first fight, but perfectly traded. And QConfirm are storming through Chalet.
Wow, they are not going down without a fight, even with their backs against the wall for the first time in this matchup. They still pull through. Hajime playing really well there over towards the balcony door, completely shutting down that attack. The Nitro Cell was huge. The Chiefs unable to trade that, really steamrolled against them. They then found themselves on the side of the man disadvantage, and from there it was another shutout by QConfirm, not faltering in the late game. The mid game, not as strong as we've seen previously, but still holding up. So it feels like at the moment, just on every level, QConfirm are outclassing their opponent.
Attackers need to
Such a
locate and
showing.
defuse bombs.
And the fact that that was a 3 versus 4 to a 3 versus 0 as well. Like, damn! You can succeed the first couple of kills and it doesn't even matter. The way that QConfirm can just play there, even in a disadvantage, is so impressive. Now let's see them go back to dining. Having a look, it's actually, once again, some operator changes on the defensive side. Producer Boom, last time went the Pulse. Remember, he was roaming down in the car garage. This time, he's electing to hold more actively on the top floor. I mentioned earlier, it's really easy to clear wall denial off this master wall to mezzanine, but not when it's a Kaid. When it's a Kaid, you can put that Electroclaw at the very top of the wall, and it's not a simple, just impact of the floor and you'll get it done. You have to actually actively go into the lobby, look through the floor, and try and take down that claw, but it's so difficult when there are roamers to pressure you and someone potentially contesting you above. So I like these changes once again from QC.
And we've said a couple of times now that the mid to late game from QConfirm has been incredibly strong, but let's not look past their early game. 4 of the first 5 rounds, they have gotten the opening pick. And in fact, the only round that QConfirm did not get the opening pick was when Digital took down Healthcare and then got immediately traded. So it was a 4v4 anyway, and arguably there are a couple of nades taken off the board. Anyway, so QConfirm probably on the numbers really on top of that one as well. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not the Chiefs can respond here. Start of round number 6. Good map control obtained. Mezzanine wall will be popped open by Fisho Guy, untested as it's dropped back down. And that again is to try and take control above. The Chiefs had issues last time committing to this as QConfirm shut them out. What are they going to change up here to try and take control on this occasion?
So this is a big deal right here. The exothermic, is it actually taken out? No, it wasn't. So Fisho still has that one exothermic charge remaining, as Producer Boom does his best to juggle. But Digital is here with the nade. That nade should go over the top, clear the claw, and it does. So Fisho's going to get this breach off nicely. That's both nades used, though. A nice play for Producer Boom, but Chiefs outdid him.
Attackers have located a
20
bomb.
now left on the board. A long line of sight. Chiefs now have. But there's players down below in towards sight, and again up above here from QConfirm, ready and waiting to deny this plan.
That
big couple of frag grenades as well as the Nitro Cell fly out. A lot of noise, but not a lot of damage done. Fisher Guy does get the first though, ends 5-5-6, and to try and stick the plant.
This is such a good plant position, and Vast is covering perfectly. And now suddenly the Chiefs have the advantage. 3 players left for QC. They pull off a 3v4 last round, but this looks to be Chiefs getting back into it, finally salvaging the half with 1 round. But that's a shot and a half from Healthcare. Takes God Legion's head straight off. And with that now in the 2v3, looking to keep this retake going. Glycolis and Healthcare have just about nothing they can do. The Chiefs finally salvage the half with a single round.
Yeah, really clean plant there from the Chiefs to close out the half. Once the bomb goes down or the diffuser goes down in that part of the bomb site, it really opens up the entirety of the objective, right? Because once you get it down as an attacker, you can sit back outside the front door, you can sit deep in towards the lobby. There's a lot of different angles that can be made. You can also cut off the rotation from West Main if Healthcare doesn't take off your head as well. So a very, very difficult retake there for the defense. And at least now the Chiefs have some sort of cushion. It's not a very big cushion. It's not very plush. It's one of the crappy ones you get at a hotel. You know, it's not really good. Bad for your neck, but it's something. It's better than nothing.
I don't know what hotels you've been to, man.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever been to a
Attackers
hotel
need
that's
to
had a good
locate
pillow.
and defuse
They give you. That's why they give you like 6 pillows, just to compensate for how bad they are.
Actually, that is true. I went to a hotel once that actually had a pillow menu, believe it or not. They were all bad, but it did have a pillow menu. I bet you they did that just so that they could like put it on the advertisements, on the marketing material. We have a pillow menu. Doesn't really tell you much. Well, we're going to have to see Chiefs really start to indulge in the smorgasbord to bring this back on their defense. Now we've had the sides switch. QConfirm. They really have upset our expectations already. Like, keep in mind, last time these teams played each other, Chiefs won 7-0 on Clubhouse. QConfirm didn't even have a twinkle in their eye. And now, well, they are certainly taking the fight to the OCN reigning champions. And, well, it looks like we may, if QConfirm can keep this up, see an evening of the scoreline of today's matches between OS and APAC South. Oh, wait, rather Southeast Asia.
Yeah, it's not like we come to expect an overly attacker-sided affair here on Chalet in APAC South. Last stage it got played 3 times, but 48% win rate for the defense, so 52% for the attack, so slightly attacker-sided. You could argue that maybe over the course of the 6th invitation, teams have picked up some tricks and it could have leaned a little bit more towards the attack, for instance, but probably not quite this heavily. So I think it's still fair to say, at this point in time, QConfirm are the favourites to close out this map. But who knows, maybe if God Legion can begin to step up alongside Worthy, we could see a change of pace.
Oh, no!
Fast just gets completely shredded. God Legion finds one off screen as well, leaves in the 4v4 as Fisho backs up to help out the cause as well. So QConfirm now, for one of only 2 times it feels like so far on this map, are at the man disadvantage and are on the back foot.
Wow, what an unusual push for QConfirm. They just aggressively take that control at top library stairs and mezzanine. That said, comes at a cost, and that is the 3 versus 3 the TIE find themselves in. I still have that hard breach. That's pivotal. But Digital also still has his yokais. Yep, thank you,
Thanks,
Fisher.
Fish. That was so nice of him.
The timing was so good.
Also, big shout out to Sky, our observer tonight, the GOAT himself. We all love Sky. Awesome to see him behind the sticks. Give us a spin, Sky. Give us a quick spin. I know you want to.
There he is.
And also show the wall getting open, which is awesome. So now the pressure will be applied over towards the Chiefs if they want to play inside of Office. But unlike Hajime, who held it really fiercely last time, they are instead electing to play a little bit deeper over towards Piano and hold across that way instead.
Oh, hello. That's a jump out and a half from Worthy. And that's a lovely shot to respond from Lycolis, and he's aware of the yokai. Really well played here for QC as we find ourselves in a 2-on-2, but Digital misses the crucial Sonic Burst twice! No! How does that happen? And as a result, QConfirm start to peel back and play for post plants. And Chiefs really have to start pushing forward. Get on that diffuser before it's too late. This could be match point for QConfirm. Lycolis has the advantage in this gunfight. He takes off Digital's head and punishes him for that loss. And now it is all on Worthy. We've seen some pretty gnarly shots so far, but it's not going to happen. QConfirm take match point off of the Chiefs.
An unfortunate set of circumstances there for the Chiefs. The Echo unable to deny the plant. Digital having some issues there, hitting the Sonic Boom diffuser, able to be stuck there by the attack, and in doing so, QConfirm now obtained match points. Been a strong map for them so far, and they are looking to make quite the statement to kick off stage 2.
So very close to being a perfect revenge 7-0. Honestly, if this ends up as a 7-1, that will be the one thing that I'll be like, oh damn, for QConfirm, would have been so poetic if they 7-0 Chiefs straight back again. But hey, a 7-1 would be definitely nothing short of extraordinary here for the Thailand team. But of course, it's not done and dusted yet. We have seen comebacks in the past, but what we haven't seen is Chiefs flop like this on Chalet. Only time we've ever seen them play Chalet was in that match where they took down the Knights and claimed that OCN Stage 1 crown. here, against QConfirm, I'm not seeing a lot of good guys. I'm seeing, well, really a Chiefs that looks like they haven't made a lot of progress since stage 1. There was kind of some, I guess, teething issues when they brought Fisho guy on, but you'd think that they'd be well past that. In fact, something that I know we talked about off air is the fact that 3 of the Chiefs guys are actually together in the gaming facilities in, I believe it's in Sydney, that the Chiefs have provided. It's Fisho, Vast, and their coach Turtle. But despite that advantage, it's you know, still proving to be a tough game for them.
Might be a bit of an awkward dinner between those 3 tonight, is what you're trying to say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of starts here from the Chiefs. We don't want to take too much away from QConfirm, of course, but it has felt, for the most part, that QConfirm are kind of just sitting back a little bit, it feels like, and allowing the Chiefs to make mistakes. In the last round, it was the Echo. Previously, on the Chiefs' attacks, it was their inability, their utility, and some of their time management issues as well. And you have to give props to that. When the other team is making mistakes, it's equally as important that you capitalize upon them. Time and time again, teams don't go unpunished, but QConfirm are not allowing that to happen so far. They're being rewarded for it so far as well. And it's been a really, really nice start for them. Producer Boom inside of Dining. He has a nice angle over towards lobbies, and it looks like the attack will go for a northern sweep. Worthy and God Legion on their toes though, ready and waiting. I think God Legion in particular could be a player to watch here, especially if he's able to commit to a flank. There's no Nomad and no Gridlock on the board here to deny that. QC definitely relying heavily on their drone.
That said, we can actually see on the overlay that Producer Boom, well, a second ago, Producer Boom and Healthcare were both on drones. Now Producer Boom is back again. We don't know which drone he's on. You can see that QConfirm will always have someone on drones watching. God Legion did spot a drone out on the flank watch from Trench, but he's actually going to rotate up the fireplace stairs now as QConfirm really starting to put pressure on Didge here at the top of the library stairs. Will the util come through to burn this shield?
I don't think Digital's really going to play his life either as well. He's playing Echo. He wants to be alive late round to use those Yokais to deny the plant. So interesting to see him play in this position, but if he can just fall back, then really not much of a loss for the Chiefs as Vast gets lit up, caught off guard. Healthcare on the rappel, no less, is taken down. Fisho tries to find the trade, but narrowly misses the head of that player on the rappel. He drops down in 3-on-5. It's a 2v5. It's falling apart.
God Legion has to make this flank worth it at this point. Healthcare gets the team kill, and suddenly QConfirm don't have quite as much of an advantage as they had previously. They've got the top floor control, but Fish and God need to hold on in a 2v3, 20 seconds left. This could be a hell of a lot worse for the Chiefs, and we really need QConfirm to make this work. That's a big pick from Fisho guy, but God Legion's taken out. It's all on Fish, the newest member of the team, and he's got to make this 1v3 happen. QConfirm 7-1 the Chiefs.
Wow, QConfirm are in the house. What a start here in stage 2 for the Southeast Asians. They get one back against Oceania, and it was a bloody good performance from them. You cannot fault them. Only one round going the way of their opponents. They almost did the fairy tale flip and 7-0'd them back. Like Colas with 10 kills. I'm just mind blown, man. That was crazy. It was honestly, it was one of those games where it was over before it started.
Yeah, it's over. 7-1 for QConfirm. What a scoreline. And, well, I kind of hinted at the revenge story coming into this game. The previous